Alrighty guys, welcome back to the reaction show. The new iPad Air M4 leaks. Alright guys, we are reacting to the new iPad Air M4 leaks. Right now the iPad Air has the M3 chip in it. This one's gonna have the M4. Just like the iPad Air, not just like the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro has the M4, but the iPad Air has the M3. That's what they always do. They always do that. So then the following year, the iPad Air is gonna have the M4. So they always do that. Anyway, let's get into it. You know what's funny though? The MacBook Air has the M4, and the MacBook Pro has the M4. So why don't they just do it like that? It's so weird. It's so weird. And those two are out. So it's like what? And the iPad Air has the M3. Should have just gave it the M4. Let's get into this.
So then guys, great news. If you're a fan of that iPad Pro with an OLED display, well guess what? That OLED display looks like it could be coming to the iPad
I didn't
Air
even read the title
2.
of the video.
And it looks like it won't be that far away when it actually comes. And
We're getting OLED on the iPad Air. For started.
other great news I've got for you guys is that the next generation of the iPad Air is also set to come out super soon too. And in fact,
Cool.
let's go over that to begin with.
When's it coming out?
As you can see right
December?
here, we've actually had a leak in from Mark Gurman, giving us a bit of a roadmap of different Apple products that are looking to come out in the early part of 2026. And involved in that, you can see there's some MacBook Pros, some MacBook Airs, but you can also see right here, it says that the iPad Air is also on its way. And the great news about this iPad Air is that it's going to get some updates with it, and it's going
wonder
to
what
get
chip it's
a
gonna get.
brand new M4 chip put inside of it. This is going to be the same M4 most likely that we have got in the current iPad Pro that got released in 2024.
Let's go.
If you know anything about the current iPad Air right now, well, the Air actually has the M3 chip
Told
inside
ya.
of it. This got
It's got the
updated
M3.
in 2025. Now, what normally happens with the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, the Air is always one generation behind the iPad Pro. So the iPad Pro
That does
right
not make
now,
sense though, because the MacBook Air has the M4. So it doesn't make sense. Why do that to the iPad Air? That doesn't make sense.
I'm making this video, we have the M4, but obviously we've been hearing that the iPad Pro is going to get an update to the M5 before the end of 2025. So this makes sense now for the early part of 2026 that the iPad Air would also get an update to go from M3 to M4.
I do like the
cool thing
M4
is
chip.
Getting that M4 chip inside of it, it does mean that obviously probably battery life might be slightly better inside of it, because M4 definitely gives us better kind of battery bits and pieces like that. So this is really good, and obviously the speed of the M4 is absolutely amazing too. Now, just in case you want to know what kind of configuration we're going to get with the M4, we have two configurations for it inside of the iPad Pro.
Wow, look at that. What? We get 10 core CPU and 10 core GPU. Wow, we get 10 cores? Oh, because the M4 chip. That's right. We're getting that on the iPad Air. Fuck.
We have one configuration if you've got yourself the 256 gigabytes of storage or the 512 gigabytes of storage. You actually get inside of this 6 efficiency cores and 3 performance cores. It's only when you go up to the 1 terabyte or the 2 terabyte option that you get the full fat M4. This is the 6 core CPU with some efficiencies, and then obviously 4 cores of the CPU being performance. So 1 extra performance cores. But both versions inside the iPad Pro do have the 10 core GPU.
Oh, it's the iPad Pro.
Also note here is obviously with the iPad Pro, if you go for that lower storage, that 256 and 512, you only get 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I think that this version, the one where we've got, say, the 9-core CPU and the 10-core GPU, and 8 gigabytes of RAM is going to be going inside the likes of the iPad Air. I think that 16 gigabytes of RAM, is reserved for the Pro model. So I'm not expecting it to be the top range of that one. Now, don't get me wrong, 8 gigabytes of RAM on an iPad is really, really good, especially with iPad OS. And obviously people out there who've got an iPad Pro right now, obviously with the 8 GB of RAM, it's more than enough for most of you guys out there. And this to go
8
inside
gigs
an
is good.
iPad Air, it's going to be more than enough for you guys too. But the next question you might be asking me is, what about, say, those other leaks out there, Matt? What about...
You know what's funny? Most laptops just give you like 4 gigs of RAM. That's it. It's so ridiculous.
that OLED display that you spoke about right at the beginning of the video? Well, I'm going to tell you even more information about that after I tell you about another OLED device, and that is the giveaway.
Nice giveaway.
Now, next of all, I want to tell you about other changes that are going to be happening to the iPad Air. Now, what I'm going to say now is the actual form factor, the actual design of the iPad Air is probably not going to be changing.
Oh, that's good though. I like the design.
So the current 11 and 13-inch model and the design is going to stay the same. We're not going to get that super thin iPad Pro that we got back in 2024. No, it will be staying exactly the same. But we did have this leak in right here. And obviously, I am going to say this leak is a bit old, but it does say this right here, that after the likes of the iPad Pro, the next device on target to get an OLED display put inside of it is the likes of the iPad Air. And it says right here that it's going to be in 2026. Now, personally, I'm going to say this in my own opinion, I'm 50-50 on this one. It does make sense that obviously the next device to get an OLED display on it is going to be the iPad Air. But what I would also be saying with this is that maybe it's a little too early for the iPad Air to get an OLED in Apple's eyes.
It might not get OLED.
I would love to have an OLED display in the iPad Air right now, not even waiting out for the M4 version. I think we should have it right now because so many other devices that are premium have this. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I think we should have it. But I've just got to look at other Apple history. For example, I look back at, say, the iPhone sort of 10 kind of models. And then we had the iPhone 10, we had the iPhone 10s, and then we also had the iPhone 11 models, whereas all the Pro and the 10s, you know, and all of those ones, they all had OLED displays. But the likes of, say, the iPhone 8, the iPhone
they had OLED.
XR, and even the normal iPhone 11 still had just a standard LED display inside of it. It wasn't until we got to the iPhone 12 where this got updated.
Why would you go from iPhone X, iPhone 10 to OLED and then iPhone 11 LCD? That don't make sense. That don't make sense.
But even look at the likes of, say, ProMotion. Yeah, iPhone
12's got
gave us
OLED.
ProMotion, and yet it's even coming up to now to the iPhone 17 that we are finally going to be getting, say, ProMotion put in a normal iPhone. I think you can see where I'm getting from. I think OLED is definitely coming, but I'm 50-50 if that next generation M4 iPad Pro will
normal
get
iPhone 17 is going to be ProMotion.
Next generation after that.
I don't think is it.
Hopefully, I really do hope we do get OLED.
Getting ProMotion. We're getting promoted.
Air. But personally, if we do get it, I don't believe it probably will be ProMotion. Because obviously, if you got that iPad Air, obviously, you know, with ProMotion
it won't be
display
ProMotion.
and an OLED display at that, the tandem OLED, for example.
It won't be ProMotion.
Well, then it kind of doesn't make sense to actually buy yourself an iPad Pro, apart from, say, the M5 chip and it being slightly thinner. Apple have got to sort of separate the boundaries between both of those devices and obviously keep the iPad Air relatively cheap at the same sort of price it is selling for now. And talk about the actual pricing of the iPad Air. Well, it looks like it's going to probably start exactly the same amount as it starts right now. So this is $599 US for the 11-inch version. And then obviously that's $799 US
we get double
for
the price.
13-inch model.
That's
so
American
this is probably
price.
not going to change unless tariffs do interfere with all of this. But we'll have to
Over here it's like $1,100
bucks. Personally, we were told that tariffs were going to come into play and affect Apple prices about, say, 4 or 5 months ago. And obviously, that hasn't happened yet. So let's see what happens in that space in the near future. But really, guys, that is the latest and greatest we have on the iPad Air. Are you excited for
That's
it?
the latest and greatest
well, let me know
stuff.
in the...
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about all this? Sweet. We get the M4 chip on the iPad Air. That's sweet. I like that. We get the M4. We get the M4 chip and we get 8 gigs of RAM. That's pretty good. I might get it. I might get the M4 chip. iPad Air. Maybe. Or I might just get a MacBook Air. Thinking about getting a MacBook Air M4 chip because the MacBook Air does have the M4 chip. I'm thinking about that. I've been thinking about it. Maybe not just yet, because I don't need it yet. Maybe in the near future. Maybe I don't know. Maybe next year, or maybe for Christmas or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might get it. Maybe. Anyway, guys, leave a like if you guys did enjoy this reaction video. Comment down below. You guys subscribe, turn your post notification bell on to be notified once I do upload another reaction. And yeah, see you guys in my next reaction video. That was new iPad Air M4 chip. It's gonna be coming out. Alright, see you guys in the next one.